that they're coming back? Yes, excellent. Now let's kill a little bit of time to give them time to get back from the bar. Let's judge the mood of the front row again. Let's see if we are any happier than we were at the start of the evening. You, madam, I didn't get your name, sorry. Teresa. Tereska. Oh, that is a very interesting name. Do you mind if I ask where it is from? Polish name, that is very good. And what is your mood now? We started off at, what was it? Quite low? Oh, it's great. And it's okay higher or lower than a great. It's lower. What's gone wrong? Was it the puppy joke? Because you did have a bit of a look on your face when I said it. It takes a lot to make you laugh. What will make you laugh? A silly little dance, maybe? No, it's not going to work. What about if I tell you some jokes that my nephew told me? They're not my jokes, so don't shout out no when I say I'll tell you some jokes. Right? They are quite old jokes, right? My nephew, he's only 6, right? He's got some really old jokes, right? And so if you do know the punchlines to these jokes, by all means, join in, shout out the punchline, let's make a thing of it, right? But bear in mind, he is 6 years old and he doesn't really understand comedy. So the first joke is this. Have you copied him? Sorry? I copied him. So, yeah, pretty much. I modelled my entire career on a 6-year-old. Well done me. It's going well. Okay, right. What does Batman's mum say when it is time for dinner? Brilliant, round of applause for that one. That is the punchline to that joke. You've all heard it before. According to Barry, age 6, what does Batman's mum say when it is time for dinner? Come in, Batman, your dinner's ready. That is his punchline to that joke, right? And it is not, the punchline to that joke is not what one man said in Nottingham a few weeks ago. What does Batman's mum say when it is time for dinner? Nothing, because she's dead. That is not the punchline to that joke. Right. Secondly, my personal favourite. Okay, now this one, right? He gets the timing badly on this. You've all heard, you might have heard this one before. Knock, knock. Who's there? Interrupting cow. Interrupting cat. Moo. You've heard that one, yeah? Right. This is his version. So you shout out. Who's there? Right. Knock, knock. Who's there? Interrupting cow. Interrupting cow. Who? Moo. That is the way to start. But my personal favourite is this one, right? You've all heard it before. What do you call a blind dinosaur? Do you think he saw us? Round of applause for those people there. Yes, that's the punchline to that joke, and not, as Barry, age 6, says, what do you call a blind dinosaur? Barry the blind dinosaur. He's quite literal, is my nephew. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been whittling on far too long. Let us get on with the main headline. This wonderful part of this evening that is going to send you into joy and wonder, and you're going to go from being okay past straight into just having the time of your life. Can you do that for me? Sure, sir. Brilliant. That is all I need. That's all I need. Is there any more people to come back, by the way? Any more people to come back? No, oh no, okay. Okay, so we're going to crack on with it, ladies and gentlemen. You all know what to do, you know the drill, you know the kind of love and attention we need, but it's the headliner, so we need even more than that. So you all need to raise the roof, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome to the stage one for Mr. Jeff Whiting. So 1, 2, 3! Mr. Jeff Whiting!
Thank you very much. Good evening, Swindon. Yeah, Monday night in Swindon, it's outrageous, isn't it? Good place, do you know what I mean? Christ, people in a room on a Monday. Fucking hell, Swindon must be good. Fucking excellent, isn't it? And what's happened to those 4 people then? What's happened to them? I love comedy audiences, isn't it? Look at the people there at the back cramming like sardines, standing up for the next 40 minutes, 4 empty seats. There's a bit near the front, mate. Fucking leave it. Bit near the fucking front, just stay where we are. It's amazing. Anybody fancy sitting there? Because there's 4 seats there. You really can if you want. Pardon? What's that, mate?
Shotgun.
Can't hear a fucking thing from there, but there we are, mate. You should be sitting there. If you were sitting there, I could have heard you, mate. There we are. That's 2 seats filled. Fucking hell. I feel like I'm fucking one of those blokes that, you know, we had one of those blokes with the little fucking, you know, like the cinema with a little torch, do you know what I mean, saying that's H3, that's H2. And that lady there, good evening, welcome to you. Look at that, it's all women who've got them, all the blokes at the back. Fuck that, fuck, he's fucking gay, mate, he's trying to fucking... Well, I don't mind sitting here, that's lovely. Marvellous. Okay, well anyway, I'll start the game. My name's Jeff, it's nice to be here. Is Swindon a good place? No! Who shouted no really loudly? Who was that? Was that you? Brilliant, you take a seat to the front and then diss Swindon immediately after you sat down. That was a... No! Are you from Swindon? Oh, and you still don't like it? Brilliant, fair enough. I thought you were from some neighbouring fucking village or town that doesn't like... No, you just don't like it here. Why do you live here then? Brilliant, okay, fair enough. Haven't thought that through probably, have you? Fuck it, Swindon, I live there. I hate it! Why don't you move? Oh, you got me there. I don't know why I've moved here. I was thinking of Southampton, I think. I can't think why I am. I'm in Swindon. What the fucking weird thing that is? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Actually, I'm talking of places. I've been up to Manchester. Is anyone from the north here? Is that the northern accent? Aye, they sound like fucking Cornwall or Scotland or something. It doesn't matter. I went up recently to Manchester. I went up, thank you very much. What's that whooping, you know? Fair enough. The Red Bull's kicked in over there. Basically, I went up to Manchester to do a weekend of comedy in Manchester recently, yeah? And I was up there for a weekend, and so I thought I'd get the local paper, read, find out about Manchester. I discovered, by reading an interview in the paper, that Britain's youngest mother comes from Manchester. Yeah. What's your name, my friend? You're at the front. Max. Oh, good name. Nice. Sybil. Okay, Max. I don't mean your Sybil. Fuck's sake, sorry. So it's a bit rude, isn't it? It says, fuck, Matt, yeah, go that bloke. No, I mean, simple. What I mean is, when you do comedy, you get used to a lot of complicated names. Do you know what I mean? Like the lady from Poland who doesn't laugh. Look, see, she's keeping that going. But, nothing funny is happening yet. I mean, we'll do it again, don't panic. So I've done this before. There are some jokes in it. But Max, I mean, it's simple to say. What I meant is just simple to say, you know. So Max, yeah, have a guess, right? I went to Manchester, I read the story in the paper, Britain's youngest mother, I found out all about it. She lives there. How old do you think she is, Max? 14? Fucking hell, do you live in your own house up a big drive, miles from everywhere? You actually live in Swindon of all places as well. You think Britain's youngest mother's 14? Bloody hell, quite a posh crowd, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? 14? I know it's shocking, but I think it's 14. I mean, it's outrageous, but it's not 14. We'll try a lady. Well, hang on. That's it. Hang on. It's not bingo, for fuck's sake, mate. Full house. I mean, what the fuck's happening? I'm just... Those two... Are you a couple, you two guys? Thought you might be, because you joined in together. With a very confident shout of 10, didn't you? Yeah? You're fucking wrong. He was right, 11. There we are, there we are. You came in late. Well, was that you, my friend? Were you say 11? Yeah, you're correct. Britain's youngest mother is 11. Her boyfriend, by the way, 14. She's gone for the older man. Makes a lot of sense. She's 11, he's 14. The age gap's about right. What I liked about it, I read the interview in the paper. They interviewed him. During the interview, they announced that the pregnancy was unplanned. What's going on in 2012? You have to announce that. What did they think we thought happened, for fuck's sake? Well, he came home from a paper round one night and said, darling, I've got my own bike on £4 an hour. Let's start a family. What do they think we thought was happening, for God's sake, man? In fact, the only advantage, Max, I could think of from that girl at all was maybe some work on telly, maybe. Give it 2 or 3 years on those washing up liquid adverts. Like, you know, you can imagine it, can't you? You know. Mummy, why are your hands so soft? I'm 14. What the fuck do you think? It's realistic. I don't think you'll see the ad, but it's an idea. But I do travel around, you know, doing the comedy. I drive around. Can you all drive? You're all drivers, yeah? Most people drive, yeah? Who passed first time? Yay! Well done, mate. Thanks for getting involved, because the women were getting a bit dominating there, but that bloke can't know about that. Basically, right, I saw this in the back of the car recently. I was on the motorway, back of the car, not an L plate, but a green letter P. Have you seen that? Oh, somebody has got it, have they, on the car? No, you haven't, but you see, yeah. Like an L plate, but green letter P on the back of the car. Do you know what that stands for? No, it's not passed. No, there's a word it stands for, it's not passed.
Prick!
Prick! Aggressive stance, isn't it? What, you think the bloke should have put that on himself, do you? No, any other, it's not passed, it's not prick.
Provisional.
No, not professional. Fucking hell, you Swindon a bit behind there. I mean, normally... Prostitutes! Welcome to our old town, do you know what I mean? What does it say about the area you live in when that's the guess? Prostitute? I mean, it's a good system, isn't it, really? Then the bloke knows, yeah, you can pull over. I tell you, I've got to be frank. I don't like to suggest I've been doing this material for a while, but I've done that quite a few times. I've never, ever had prostitute as one of the guesses. Ever. First time ever is Swindon on a Monday night. What does that tell you? No. So that's 4 guesses in. Anybody else? Propaganda. You guys are just shouting words you've heard of, haven't you? We've got off track. This is all telling us much more about you than about me, this fucking thing. It really is. The guesses you've come up with. Christ. The only guess I've had worse than any of your lot, not worse, but that you haven't come out with yes yet, was in Colchester about 2 weeks ago where a bloke shouted, "Pissed!" The only shout we have, even that was ludicrous. I mean, this is a government system. I thought you'd have to be a bit conscientious to use that system if you, for that basis, wouldn't you? I suppose you leave the pub and after 2 miles you turn to a bloke on the other side, "Barry, I'm off my tits, completely fucking hammered. Let's stop and put the sign on." Ridiculous. That's not going to work. I think prostitute was better actually. I think I like that. Could have been Polish, couldn't it? But there we are. It didn't come out. Nearly a smile there, not a laugh exactly, but there we are. Thanks, mate. But actually, I do travel about a bit. And now we've got, by the way, you two guys are a couple of years. How long have you been going out together, guys? Long time?
3 weeks.
3 weeks! Oh. Christ, I'm surprised you're even in the room. I'm surprised you're fucking back at home by now, mate. Getting on with the business, do you know what I mean? 3 weeks. We can all remember that, can't we? People in long-term relationship, 3 weeks, you bastards, you know what I mean? It's true, long-termers thinking, I remember that. Fuck it. Well, you remember your first, do you think though, you remember your first girlfriend or boyfriend? I think that's true. I'm just talking about when you're young, when you're a teenager or whatever. I mean, meeting your first girlfriend or boyfriend, doesn't matter what happens later in life, you'd always remember that first. You know what I mean? I do. I mean, I remember my first girlfriend, right, from school and stuff, you know, I was a teenager and she was nice, but she used to insist on having the lights out in the bedroom. No, I didn't mind that at all. It was a hiding. It used to really piss me off. Well, the fucking room was dark, I'd been drinking, it was like I couldn't even find my bed. Ridiculous, taking a piss. I think so. She was, but later on in life I've met a few different women in my life and I've met a few more adventurous women. I met a girl and she was a bit adventurous, quite adventurous actually. One night we were lying in bed together, right, she suddenly turned to me and said, "Do you know the most painful thing you can have done is to have your nipples clamped?" I thought surely having them towed away is worse. I'm not an expert, but surely that's got to be pretty harsh. But actually, she was adventurous, right? She said to me, you know, I'll put something on for you, I'll wear an outfit. Now, what do you reckon? Guys in the room, do you reckon we quite like the uniform occasionally? Any blokes in here? Yeah? Any uniform particularly come to mind? Oh, Robin, don't tell her yet, mate. 3 weeks in, never know like that. That's all right, she already knows, no problems. Anybody, was there any other shouts? I think blokes think uniform. What was that? Nurse. Nurse, yeah, that fucking, you're on the money there, mate. Because this particular woman, I mean, she was up for it because she suggested it. I said to her, "Oh, I'm not really sure what." She said, "All right, I'll get a nurse's uniform." I think she already had the bloody thing, basically, between you and me, Max. I think she already got it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. About a week later, she said, "Right, tonight when you get in, right, right, I'm going to put on the uniform." I said, "Okay." So I got in. She said, "Right, I'll go in the front room. Give it 5 minutes. Come through to the front room, and." You know, the magic will happen. So anyway, I went in the front room, she's dressed in the full nurse's uniform, spot on it was. Lights were slightly dimmed, background music on, all a bit sexy. So, and then she said, "Don't say anything." Well, that shh business, you know what I mean? Women do. Blokes, we like to have a chat, but fuck that. Anyway, so, in the uniform, she just knelt down in front of me, in silence with the music in the background, unzipped my flies, and put them in a 3-month waiting list. That's the state of this country. I had to go private eventually. Very nice Polish woman actually from a local lap dancing bar. Or gentlemen's club as they actually call them in Swindon, don't they? I went to Birmingham recently, there's a whole line of these clubs, gentlemen's club. I thought, it's not really the word, is it really? Do you know what I mean? I mean, have you ever seen a bloke staggering out one of those with a top hat and tails going, "Oh, good evening, what a marvellous evening's entertainment, I really must say. Good day." I mean, it's not, it's lads, isn't it, really? Not exactly gentlemen, but that's just my view on it. By the way, I talked about the driving test, but not the driving test, but who can drive. Who's taken the theory test? Have you taken that theory test? Oh, lady at the front, what's your name? Rachel, you've passed. No, I'm kidding, it's not that easy, but it's pretty easy. But Rachel, did you pass it first time, the theory? Nobody here failed the theory test, I'm just guessing.
He did.
Oh. Did you really? Oh, it's good news, my friend. No, it's good news, because that really fucking helped, actually. So, what's your name, my friend? Let's get that sorted out. Tom. You failed the theory test. Okay, some people here may have seen it, some haven't. I brought one of the questions to show you, right? Okay? This is one of the questions Tom might have had. Just to give you an idea how hard the theory test is, right? You've got to get one of the answers right. It's multiple choice. All you've got to do is get one of these answers right. That's what you've got to do, right? Tom failed this, okay? I'll give you an idea how hard it is. This is one of the questions from the test. When driving towards a bright setting sun, glare can be reduced by A, closing one eye. That is half as bad. That's good. B, dipping the interior mirror. C, wearing dark glasses. Bit of a clue. Or my favourite, D, Looking sideways. Who the fuck thinks that's the right answer? Do you know what I mean? Wait a minute, mate, it's a bit of glare there. Oh, that's better. Look at those sheep. What the hell's going on, man? Who the fuck wrote that? Okay, you pass now, Tom? Thank fuck for that. But just avoid Tom in the car park if you see him. You never know, do you? Let's be honest, do you know what I mean? But basically, yes. So now, anyway, I do go around doing this. Of course, I've got a mate, actually, from who comes from Devices. Anybody from there? Fuck, you obviously hate Devices. I love that. Posh cunts. Basically, Devices is not as popular as it is over there, obviously. But no, but actually, funny enough, though, but seriously, he's a single bloke, give him his credit, he can do what he likes with his life. But recently he said to me, he said, wheelchair's quite good for dogging. I said, what? Dogging? He said, yeah, it's quite good for dogging. I've moved, because he's only lived here a couple of years. I said, well, I'm not into it. He said, well, I do it. You can find it on the internet. So I'm sure you can, but I'm not really into it. I mean, it doesn't sound romantic, does it? He said, I said, what do you do? He said, well, it's people hanging around in car parks and having sex. I thought, it doesn't really sound particularly exotic, does it? Do you know what I mean? But anyway, he's into this dogging, right? I don't know if anybody's been. At least half of you, but you're not going to say anything, are you? What bloke's going to go, yes, me and my wife, there she is, we both go on a regular basis. You don't get that much, do you? That bloke there's been with his partner 3 weeks. Have you been dogging? All right, mate, fair enough, there's still time. And point is, this bloke though, he's a mate of mine, so we're having a beer. So he said, look, there's a system, you know, you need to know. I was a bit fascinated, to be honest, by this. He said, there's a system you need to go if you go dogging, so I'll explain it to you. I thought, well, why not? I might as well find out. Yeah, fair enough, what is it? He said, well, if the left indicator of the car is flashing, right, you approach, right, that means it's voyeuristic. You look through the windows and watch, but you don't get involved. The door's locked. Do you know what I mean? You can watch the action, but you just get off on that. If the right indicator of the car is flashing, that means the door's not locked. So you can watch the action, and after a minute or two, open the door and get in and get involved in sex with those people. And if both indicators are flashing, call the AA, it's a genuine emergency. Whatever you do, don't get in the car. It's two old people with a blanket and a flask, and you get your cock out, it's going to make things a lot worse. They're already in trouble. Just walk away and make the phone call, don't you? So I thought it was useful information, then, to be quite frank. Like that. Right, so Swindon, not a bad place, apart from that you don't like it. And what's your name? Jade. Jade. As in just Jade, like your own symbol. A bit like Prince, isn't it? You're just Jade. What do you do, Jade? You're at uni, so fuck all basically. No offence. No, that's all right. No, fair enough. No, I like students, really lovely. At least they're paying £9 grand a year now. Get in. That's a schizophrenic heckler. Yeah, boo. That's somebody by themselves. The schizophrenic. Yeah, I hate them. I love them. I hate them. Okay, I love them. No, it don't matter. So. Actually, do you read a newspaper, Jay? What students nowadays? Is it all Kindles? Is it all iPads? Is it all fucking the phones, the mobiles, the iPhones?
No, I'm a mature student.
Oh, I'm a mature student. How old are you, Jay? 26. There's blokes at the back there, about 45, 50, thinking, you think that's fucking mature? It's my fucking age. Because I'm mature at 26, like that. Seriously, 26, okay, Jay. So, does anybody here read a paper of any sort? Anyone who can read? Let's fucking get to that. This gig's taking longer than I thought. Do you read a paper, man? Occasionally. What paper is that occasionally?
Whatever's under my grandparents' table.
It's a weird audience, isn't it? I mean, the first shout of prostitute I've ever had on that car thing, and I'll get whatever paper's under my grandparents' table. Under your grandparents' table? What the fuck's going on there? I expected the words, whatever's at the shop, or whatever's under my grandparents' table. Do you know what I mean? It sounds a bit creepy, doesn't it? Do you use bondage equipment? Well, whatever's under my grandfather's table. Do you look a lot of porn? Well, whatever's under my great-grandmother's. Do they? I'm really invited in. So, Christ. Tittering, mate. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, the best-selling paper in the country, what do you think that is?
Sport.
Yes, absolutely. Pardon? You think that's the best-selling paper in Britain? You two are made for each other, aren't you? Oh, whatever's under my grandparents' table. I think the Independent's the best-selling paper in the country. Oh, let's get together. Because you're both completely fucking bonkers, clearly. Is that how you met? A copy of the Independent was on his grandparents' table. I think, oh, I can't believe it. You're the one for me. The point is, the best-selling paper in this country is the Sun newspaper. Not popular in Liverpool, but otherwise it's the best-selling paper in the country. The Sun.
My grandparents' table.
It's right, you can stop drilling in now, mate. You've done enough. That's fair enough. Let's save your energy for her later on, mate. You might need something. You know what I mean? Point is, the best-selling paper in this country is the Sun. It's not good though, is it? I mean, we've got the Olympics going on. We've got people from all around the world coming here, and it doesn't show the British people in a good light. This paper, I don't think, the Sun, because what does it say about the intelligence of the average British person? This is our best-selling paper. This is a story from the front of the Sun, right? It's about a boy who fell down a cliff. He fell down the cliff and survived, Max. I wouldn't read it out otherwise. You know, it's a nice story. It says, "I fell 450 foot down a cliff and only lost 3 front teeth." What a lovely story. But what I like is the arrow that shows which way he fell. What a fantastic paper that is. Look at that, mate. He started at the top and went down. Well, thank fuck they sorted that out for us, because I was really sweating on the idea of that. It's all clear to me now, thank God. What paper that is. All right, Joe. Anyway, actually, I'd like to ask another question. I do like to ask a few questions. Any pet owners here with a pet? Quite popular pets still in that case. What have you got? Somebody over there? I beg your pardon? A Lazapsu. It sounds like something you get in 2 litres, don't you? 2 litres injection of a Lazapsu 2 litre injection turbo. No, it's a very good dog, a very nice dog, I presume. Yes, it's a dog. Because cat owners haven't got a clue, have they? If you ask a dog owner, they always say that sort of thing. Lazapsu. If you ask a cat owner, they just say, "Oh no, mate, it's a fucking cat that you've seen." What do you think? I don't know, black, white, there's a white at the front legs, you know. I mean, whiskers, you know, you've seen them. I mean, well, it's got Lazapsu. It cost me £500. That's why I know the name. Anyway, the point is, I prefer cats, no offence to you and your dog. I prefer cats myself, I've got nothing against dog owners, but I think cats are more intelligent than dogs. Anybody with me? Oh, good support from Swindon. You're a good crowd. Fuck me, normally people don't always go with that, but I think cats are more intelligent than dogs, and I've got proof.
Pussy.
I've got proof. Are you heckling, mate, or just shit at whispering? Are you on your mobile or are you joining in? I'm not quite sure what's happening. I should start that again. Fuck yeah, I like this. I like the audience here. It's good, isn't it? You know, you're doing most of it for me, to be honest. I'll leave you to be really. But anyway. No, but I genuinely do think cats are more, and no offence to dogs, but I do generally think cats are more intelligent than dogs, and I've got proof. Because you never see a cat with a homeless person. Well, it's true, man. You ever look round? You know, you think, I mean, that cat must go on the first day, but after about 8 hours, the cat's thinking, no saucer of milk, no sofa, no log fire. What a wanker! Oh, he's asleep. Goodbye! It's gone. That dog is still there 2 years later, finishing his balls off on the pavement. He's a lovely bloke. I'll give it 2 more years. I think the cat's got the edge. Actually, have you got friends who do that thing where they try and make the pets like people? Do you know what I mean? You know, you must know what I'm talking about, because I think this is going on more and more now. But yeah, like you see a dog walking down the road there and it's got a little tartan waistcoat on. You see that? You think to yourself, that dog doesn't even know he's wearing a waistcoat, does it? Didn't pick it himself, did he? What's going on there? And then I was on Facebook recently, there's a picture of a dog on a beach wearing sunglasses and a hat. That dog doesn't know he's wearing a hat, doesn't even know he's wearing sunglasses. He thinks the sun's gone in, he hasn't got a clue, is it? This is people trying to make dogs and cats like people. It's trying to transfer human qualities and emotions to a pet, right? And it goes beyond just the clothes, it gets to psychological level, right? I lived with a girlfriend 2 years, we had a cat, right? Now, earlier on, right, and the guy was talking about the dog, right? There's a tiny bit of facial expression in a dog, I reckon. There's a bit. Cats, minimal, as far as I'm concerned, if any, right? But I was sharing a flat with a girlfriend, right? A couple of years, and basically we had a cat, and she used to sort of imagine it was doing things it wasn't doing. It was looking out the window one morning, it was raining, and she actually said to me, "Look at the cat." I said, "Yeah, what?" She said, "Look, he looks very disappointed. It's raining and he wanted to go out." I said, "Disappointed?" It's a normal cat's face. That's his normal expression, isn't it? 6 hours later, in the kitchen, the sun's come out, she turned around and said, "Look at that." I said, "What now?" She said, "He looks a lot more optimistic now." I said, "Optimistic? It's exactly the same expression he had this morning." People do this all the time, do you know what I mean? And I got involved in this, I didn't expect to, Max, almost by mistake. I mean, what happened is one night she went out with the girls for the evening to have a drink, and I was left at home by myself on the sofa watching the telly. So I was there watching the TV, the cat was half asleep on that sofa, I was on this sofa watching the telly, she was out. Got to about 10 o'clock, the film finished, she hadn't come in, so I thought, put some football on, Champions League highlights, watch that. About 11 o'clock, they finished, she still hadn't come in, so I thought, well, I don't know. I mean, it's 11 o'clock at night, I've got Sky channels, I'm paying for them. I think we'll try the adult channels. That's what all guys do at that time, like left by themselves in front of the telly. Come on, it's obvious. So I thought, I'm going to have a look at this, see what's going on. I got a rather good station on, and I thought, I think I'll have a wank. A bit of me time, you know what I mean? Well, self-pleasuring, whatever you want to call it, do you know what I mean? But just after I started, I was just getting into a bit of a rhythm. And she'd come in a bit quieter than I expected. Through the front, I didn't hear her come through the front door. So she threw the door of the room I was in open, saw the scene, and the first thing she said was, well, the cat looks disgusted. The ultimate. Didn't think I'd get involved in that. But at least thanks to me, the cat's now got two expressions. One of them is disgusted, but fair enough. But it is good to be here. What's Swindon like? What's the traffic like? You've got a few roundabouts up here, haven't you? This neck of the woods up in Old, haven't you? It's a bit of a one-way system. I mean, Swindon itself is got a massive one-way loop, isn't it? Am I correct in saying that?
Trying.
I beg your pardon? Trying. What, Swindon is trying to have a one-way system, is that what you're saying, mate? Fair enough. You're not keen on the roads. The roads are doing some a bit shit to me. I mean, do you have any traffic wardens here? Do you get traffic wardens? They're not as popular, are they? I don't think they've ever been popular, have they? I've never gone to a gig where they've gone, oh yes, traffic wardens. No, they're never... I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I'm sure, as people, they're probably right. But once they put the uniform on, I think something comes over them, do you know what I mean? Isn't it? It's that psychology. They've got the uniform. They come in with a patronising tone of voice, don't they? Traffic wardens. Doesn't matter who you are, whatever's happening. They come at you with that. I was in London recently, not so long ago. A couple of months, and it's hot and sunny. One of those few days, hot and sunny, right? And I was driving around London, and I thought, I've got to get a bottle of water. Nothing in the car, so I thought I just want to put it in somewhere. And I couldn't find a space anywhere. Then I saw a space right next to a newsagent. I thought, brilliant, pull straight in. I'll be fine. As I pulled in, I realised I was in a disabled parking space. That was why I was empty. But I thought in my head, morally speaking, I'm all right because I'm going to run in the shop, get the water, run out and drive off. You know, I'm not going to stop at the disabled person parking. I'm going to be a minute. I'm going to make this quick. Yeah. So I thought I was all right morally. I felt all right. So I got out of the car quick, went in the shop. As I came out of the shop, wardens appeared from nowhere. Came straight at me with that voice. He said, wait a moment, that's a disabled space. What's your disability? I said, Tourette's. Fuck off. Which is great for a comedy night, but you get fined double for that sort of thing, I discovered. But actually, I do travel around doing the comedy, but I don't travel very well abroad. Has anybody been anywhere yet this summer? Abroad? Anywhere good?
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Morocco.
Morocco! Sounds good. Did he go? No, good. Well done. It's all right. Her husband's probably from Morocco, mate. Have you? Don't worry. But who? Does anybody here not like flying? I don't like it. But are you guys all good flyers? No, but anybody genuinely? Because sometimes in a club you get someone who really doesn't like it. Genuinely, he's brooking it. Anybody like that? No, this is Swindon. What I like about Swindon is a bit like you can't be arsed to being bothered about flying. Do you know what I mean? You have to actually. You think I can't be arsed, mate. I just get on the plane and it fucking takes off, mate. What's the problem? But genuinely, it's true. It's like our attitude to fire alarms in this country, isn't it? Yeah. I was in a restaurant in London recently, right, just before the Olympics, right. Americans are all jumping, aren't they? Three of us, right, and one American bloke. The fire alarm went off. Within about 10 seconds, he'd gone. We're all just sitting there, not doing anything because we're English, yeah. And basically, he's come out the front to glass window. He's knocking the window, saying, "Come on, guys, save yourselves, save yourselves." We're thinking, what the fuck is he doing? Even though the fire alarm's gone off. All the people from abroad were outside. All the English people were still sitting there doing nothing. Our attitude, this is why Al Qaeda's struggling against the Brits, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You look, any hotel, restaurant, workplace in this country, if fire alarm goes off, we all have the same reaction and we go, oh, bollocks, for fuck's sake. And then the second thing, I was probably a drill, mate, to drill. Do you know what I mean? And the third thing, you just start looking around. Is anybody else going anywhere? Anybody else moving? That's our attitude, isn't it? And then the fourth attitude is, although if you see flames, we'll fucking run for it. Do you know what I mean? It's very hard to scare us, to be quite frank. It's the attitude we have, isn't it? But basically, I don't like the flying, and a quick true story. It's a generally true story, because most people think it's bullshit because you're a comedian, you make stuff up. This is true. I got off a plane just before takeoff, just to save a bit of time, keep the story short. I got off the plane, and what happened is, I don't like flying at all, but I did a few short-haul flights, you know what I mean, Germany and back, a few other places, a couple of hours each way. I managed to get through those. So after about 8 of these short-haul flights, a bloke offered me a job in Australia, a couple of weeks in Australia, so I thought, yeah, fuck it, I've cracked the flying. I I've got over it, you know, I can handle it, I'll take that. Got on this whacking great plane, because if you've been long haul, most you probably have at some point, it's a fucking great plane compared to the little ones. Tiny seats, that's the other thing, isn't it? Brilliant. You get in a small plane, quite big seats, get in a fucking big plane, tiny seats, do you know what I mean? I mean, it's tiny seat, and suddenly it dawned on me that it was going to be 13 hours before the plane landed for the first stop, do you know what I mean? And I suddenly thought, fuck, and I panicked, genuinely did panic, and this is a true story. I got in a sweat, I got up, I sat down, I took the pullover off, put it back on, I was too cold, I was too hot, I was fucking... So the steward came over, and I didn't even know if I could, but I said, can I get off the plane? He said, well, you can get off, mate. By the way, that's my Australian accent, in case you're fucking confused. It was a Qantas flight. He said, you can get off, mate. He said, but why don't you just give yourself a minute or two, calm down. There'll still be time. I'll come back in a couple of minutes, see how you feel. Just take it easy, just calm down, you'll be all right. So I thought, okay, right. He went off. I didn't get any better. If anything, I got worse. So in my head, I thought, no, I'm getting off. And once you made the decision, that's it. You think, fuck, I'm getting off. So he came back and said, I definitely want to get off the plane. And then he leaned forward and said exactly these words. And I know what he said exactly because it's only happened once in my life. So I know what he said. He leaned forward and he said, look, mate, to be honest, you were far more likely to have been killed driving to the airport. I thought, who wrote the manual for Qantas, for fuck's sake? The word killed shouldn't be in there, should it? When you talk to a nervous passenger, you imagine that the word killed into the first sentence. Fuck's sake. And also, if you think of the logic of what he's saying, he's more or less saying, well, look, mate, you survived the car journey, let's have a go! What sort of confidence does that give you, man? Anyway, so eventually I said, I definitely want to get off, and to be fair, he did. He said, okay, mate, you can get off if you want to get off, you can get off, you lose the money on the ticket. That was fucking harsh. But he said, right, so I walked to the front of the plane, and then we got to the front of the plane, he said, just stay where you are, wait there for a moment. Next thing, the pilot appears. Yeah, this is generally true. If you ever get off a plane, you'll find out this happens, because the pilot always talks to a passenger if they want to get off a plane. I happen to know that now. So the pilot appears around the corner in the full uniform, the hat, the works, and shakes hands with me like this. Good day, mate, I'm Roger, your pilot. I thought, not my pilot, I'm just getting off. I thought it was a bit weird, I thought it was a bit ironic, isn't it, that nobody else on the plane's going to meet him, but I've met him, I'm getting off, do you know what I mean? Weird. And he said, what's the problem, mate? I said, I don't know what the problem is, I'm panicking, I feel weird, I want to get off. He said, look, mate, look, sit back and have a couple of large glasses of white wine. I have. And he genuinely said that. Qantas fucking airline pilot. Give him some credit. I still got off the plane, mind you. As I said, I've never been to Australia. Generally a true story. Actually, I'd like to mention something else now quickly. It's a bit of a change of tack, but in this neck of the woods, what is your best supermarket? You said that when I moved you live, so it was brilliant. I pointed at that woman and I heard her voice around there, fucking Asda. Who said Asda? That lady. What's your name?
Bliss.
Bliss. Really? Is that, you know, did you say Bliss?
Yeah.
Fucking that is good. Anybody else here called Bliss? No, not called Bliss. That's unlikely in the same room. Anybody else met anybody called Bliss apart from somebody who knows Bliss? Have you? And what is that short for? Anything?
Nothing.
That is really fucking weird. I do a lot of comedy gigs. I don't think I've met somebody called Bliss. Fucking we could have your own perfume range, couldn't you, without changing anything, couldn't you? Just Bliss. It's fucking weird, isn't it? Our sex last night is Bliss. It's just such a good name, isn't it? Bliss. Oh, that's fucking good. How do you spell it? B-L-I-S-S, is it?
Yes.
Bliss. Fucking hell. Have you been... No, Max, you don't know Bliss, do you? No, fair enough. So, Bliss, what was the fucking... Oh, you said Asda. Is that where you go, is it?
Yeah, low prices.
I like that. I was trying to pick Bliss up to make it sound exotic and sexy, wasn't I? Somehow low prices. Bliss. Cheap as fuck. Not you, but I mean the perfume if it comes out. Sorry, I'm not suggesting your... I mean, if you made a perfume, it'd be cheaper than you'd be in Asda. Not Georgia Asda, but Bliss at Asda. Yeah. Are you single, Bliss?
No.
Good. Is your partner here?
No.
Oh, where is he?
Marlborough.
Marlborough. Is that quite posh, Marlborough?
Yes.
Oh, I love the way Max is my fucking monitor of the room. Yes, I'm just to give you... Yeah, she's quite posh. You carry on. Take the piss out of the posh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Okay, right. So, but have you got Marks and Spencer's and that shit? No. Yeah, you have. Yeah, okay. And Waitrose is pricey, isn't it? Waitrose, that's fucking expensive. Waitrose, they're bastards, aren't they, right? I read in the paper recently, right, that Waitrose want to get single blokes in the shop because they've got more money, more cash. Single guys, youngish, 20 to 30 years old, have got more disposable income than married guys, yeah? I read that in the paper, in the Times business section, yeah? Under my grandparents' table at the time. The point is, right, that I went into Waitrose about 2 weeks after I'd read this and found this product. I photocopied the label, I haven't changed anything, and I thought this is a cynical ploy to get men into the shop, isn't it? Yeah? Sticky toffee, Muff! bastards. I mean, that's going to work, though, let's be honest with that. I mean, that's a good price point, Bliss. 22 pence per muff. That is cheap muff, let's be fair. No offence. I don't want to point at you and say that, but I mean, you're not talking about it. But that is good. It's good value for money, isn't it? Do you think men and women are equal nowadays, by the way, guys in the room? There was one whoop from a woman, and that was it, was it? I don't know, it's difficult for men now, Max, isn't it? Because I think you're not sure whether, like, if you take a woman out, would you, for a meal, right, would you pull the chair out first, let her sit down, or would you just expect her to get on with it by herself? You would pull the chair out for her, Max, marvellous, good man, good man. Not every, but the trouble is, though, this day and age, that may be a mistake, because there's a lot of powerful business women about, aren't there? You might pull that chair out, the woman might think, look mate, I run my own business, I employ 40 people, I've got my own, you know, I could pull my own chair out. So that could be a problem, you see. She could think that's a bit fucking patronising. On the other hand, you don't pull it out, she'd be thinking, you bastard, didn't even pull the chair out. So for a bloke, it's a fucking conundrum, man. I mean, I had a girlfriend, right, a couple of years back, left me because I wouldn't open the car door for her. I mean, there wasn't time. I just swam straight to the surface. In that situation, you just got to get on with it. Make decisions to get on with your life, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? Time to knock about. But you're a good crowd of people you are. Times a problem. No, I lost track. But what else can I tell you about? I think you're a good crowd of people here. I mean, by the way, who's got a job here? A good job, or any sort of job? Who's got a job? Yeah? What do you got? The man of the bar, what job you got?
I'm a carpenter.
Carpenter? Right, like Jesus himself, mate, yeah? The big J, the J-man, yeah? Are you really a carpenter, mate? I'm just checking, because some people do give me a curveball on this. You are genuinely a carpenter, mate, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, how long have you been a carpenter?
7 years.
7 years? Is that an estimate?
Yeah.
Got to get that joking somehow, mate. Could have been a builder, but fuck it, we'll do. That's fair enough. So we've got a carpenter. Anybody else? Anybody got a better, no offence to you, man, but you know, what you think is a more interesting job? No, yeah, that might be the best job in the room. Anybody got a more interesting job that they think's more quirky or interesting than being a carpenter? Anybody? Any bits? This is quite interesting though, because I did a gig in Bath, you all know Bath, like Marlborough, but even posher, you know Bath, yeah? I did a gig in Bath, right, about 6 months ago, right, and this is generally true, right, I asked this question, and same sort of size room, same sort of number of people in it, and the bloke, you know, just joining in normally, I don't think he was trying to brag, but I just asked this question, and he said, he put his hand up, and he just said, well, I'm an airline pilot, you know, he wasn't bragging, just that's what he did, and the audience obviously thought that was pretty good, and they went, oh, airline pilot, pretty good, you know. So I thought, oh, we'll move on, that's pretty good, because I was looking for like the best job, you know, what we had. And I said, anybody else want to come in?
I said historical manuscripts.
I beg your pardon?
Historical manuscripts.
Oh, you've decided to change your job slightly in the middle of this next routine, have you? Am I reaching you by satellite in that chair? What's happening there? Comedy's all about timing. I'm just into a completely different routine. I just remembered. I suddenly just reminded you of what you do. I mean, you do manuscripts. That's more interesting. He's a carpenter. Now's the time to join in. Well, he's talking. Doesn't matter if he's talking. Just interrupt. Interrupt. What's that about? What the fuck is what's going on? So, what do you mean? You could post me a letter next week. I was at Swindon last week. I do manuscripts. Sorry, we'll do it now. Try. What's your name, my friend? Yes. Yes, you just joined. Do you remember? You joined in a moment ago. Do you remember it? Yes, good. Chris, is it right? Right. Let's go back a bit. That man's a carpenter. And what do you do?
I sell historical.
You sell historical manuscripts. And how many of those do you sell a week?
At the moment, about it varies.
3 a week.
Isn't that like door-to-door in
3 a week? Who's buying these historical manuscripts? I mean, it's not him, he can't even be asked to go and buy a paper, can he? Actually, ironically, underneath my grandmother's table, there are quite a lot of historical manuscripts, actually. That's one of the few things that should be there, that is actually. So, how much would it... Actually, no, don't tell us the answer. I'll ask somebody in the audience. We'll ask this lady here, what's your name? Angela, right, Angela, how much do you think you would pay for a historical manuscript before Chris tells us, what is your guess? You know, if you thought, let's imagine there's money on the line here, this is a big question, we've got money on the line, there's a prize. How much do you think you'd pay for the average historical manuscript? What do you reckon, what would you expect? Go for it, Angela. £1,000? Chris, are we anywhere near with £1,000 of a historical manuscript?
You can go up and you can go down.
Well, I gathered that. Give the girl a chance. Chris, Angela, is... Well, you can pay £1,000, Angela, so you've done very well. That's fine. I think you should get a free one for that. That's fucking brilliant, yeah. That is marvellous, isn't it? Well, Chris, that's quite quirky, isn't it? We're not going to beat that now, are we? Do you reckon? I wish there was someone in the room now that's going to snipe that guy, I really do. No, that's a good... It's unusual, Chris. That is unusual. I mean, in fact, I shall continue my story briefly, because this relates to that. Because when I did the gig in Bath, I said, this bloke put his hand up, I said, I'm an airline pilot, and we thought, fair enough, I think that's pretty good, we'll move on. And I just said, anybody else want to come in? A bit like... Another guy eventually put his hand up and said, well, I'm actually an RAF pilot. And it was brilliant, because as soon as he's an RAF pilot, everybody's head around like that, I thought, oh, fucking hell, that's more difficult, isn't it? I mean, I think that's more difficult than the other bloke, because he's got to go upside down, high speed and fire weapons, all that sort of shit. It's more difficult, isn't it? So suddenly the room was thrown around a bit like this bloke was somehow, you know, the main man. And this is a genuinely true story. A bit like Chris coming in late, I thought, we got it there, the RAF pilot, we got it, right? And then about another 20 seconds, I was just moving on. A bloke right at the front with long hair, quite young, about mid-20s, longish hair, put his hand up very slowly. I said, well, do you want to come in as well? I honestly thought he would confuse the questions. I thought he's obviously not going to be the most. I said, do you want to join? He said, yes, please. I said, well, what do you do? He said, I'm a trainee bullfighter. And I'm not joking you, I'm not kidding you right with this. I knew the people he was with, because he said, I was a regular compere at this room, and I knew the people he was. And I spoke to him at the end of that show, and he really was. They said, yeah, that's why you've not seen him before. We live here, he's come back to stay for a few days, he lives in Spain, and he is training for 4 years to be a bullfighter, and that's a genuine fucking story. I've never seen a more pissed off RAF pilot in my life. Fucking bastard. But I think historical manuscripts is pretty wicked, that's fair enough. But I've been unemployed, anybody unemployed in here? You sound quite pleased about it. Woo! Benefits, no job, fucking wicked. Daytime telly, fucking lovely. Olympics, every event. No, because I was unemployed for a spell, about 15 years back actually it was, and so I went, well I did what most people do, leaf through all the papers. Now it's more on the internet, but at the time, leafing through the back of the newspapers, yeah, looking at job adverts, all that. I was looking through a newspaper, there was a box advert, genuine, yeah? Sperm donors required. Sperm donors required, yeah? Genuinely, you know, and this is apparently, this is quite genuine, we will pay £20 per sperm donation. I thought, fucking hell, I wish I'd seen that earlier. Christ, think of the amount of money that's slipped through my fingers in the last 10 years. Genuinely. I mean, that could be worth... I mean, your duvet would be worth about 10 grand, mate. Bit harsh. It's only a rough estimate, you know what I mean? But this has been rather good. You watch the Olympics? You are watching it? Yeah? Yeah. I've never seen, look at that. People are killing themselves to go over the line in the rowing event. That Irish guy, you see the guy from Northern Ireland? Apparently he killed himself, had to be carried. What I love is when people are being held up for the interview. You know things have gone badly when Steve Redgrave is having to hold you up so he can do an interview. Do you know what I mean? Did you not see the guy from Northern Ireland? He was great. He got the bronze medal, yeah? So he's Great Britain, yeah? And he's killed himself practically, and it's the single sculls, in other words, just a bloke by himself in the boat, and he got 3rd place, but he could hardly speak, and Redgrave's holding him up so he can do his interview. But he got his bronze medal. I think that's fucking wicked. I think we should give it... But you guys, I wouldn't like to video this and transmit it to the Olympic fucking village, so I just said, enjoy the Olympics? You went, yeah, not bad, mate. You know what I mean? People, 4 years, the pinnacle of my achievement. I've got a bronze! Oh, he was alright, mate. Fuck, you only got the bronze. What a cunt, do you know what I mean? But actually, I love it. We've got a woman weightlifter now as well. Have you seen that? Zoe Smith, her name is. Quite small, did you see it? But she's broken the British record, yeah. And we got the bloke, some bloke, and they go with them, everything. I watched it last time, 4 years ago, Beijing. Women's weightlifting, I really got into because it was on at weird hours. So when I came in from comedy gigs, it was on telly late at night. And I came one night and saw the final of the women's weightlifting. Classic, yeah. the final, yeah, brilliant. These two women going crackers, yeah. Obviously doing their best, yeah. They were going crazy, you know. They got to the final 2 and they were, you know, touch and go who's going to win it. At the final moments, old David Varney was commentating at the time, who's passed away since, but he was the commentator. At the final crucial moment, this came straight out. His commentary over the final moments was this: she has a 65 kilogram snatch, and that is massive. God, I've been honest, the drug testing has improved since then, hasn't it? Because I think there was obviously some illegal substances involved with that incident, but you are a bit nice crowd, you're a very nice crowd. Well, I haven't had time to chat a lot. I mean, I look at that, see that couple, I see, they just talked out. I want to get ahead of the rush, do you know what I mean? Out to the car park before the rest of us. God, Bennett. Well, actually, you guys are a good crowd, aren't you? You're good. Is what's Swindon like? Is it a good place generally? You said no, but I think it can't be too bad. Is anybody who likes Swindon? Come on. Yeah. Thank thank you, my friend, for supporting your local town. Do you support the football team, my friend?
No.
No, okay, fair enough. Hostility. Like I tell you, comedy's not an easy job, is it? You go to places and think, I know, pick up the football team, you'll be on side with everybody. So you come in, yeah, Swindon. No, mate. No. All right, okay, fair enough. Let's think of something else. Plan B. The hardest audience I ever faced was in Ireland, yeah, I went to Ireland, right? And the hardest audience I faced was Ireland. Not because they were aggressive or unpleasant or anything like that, they were just funnier than every comedian that came out. The Irish are too bloody funny. They were a funny bunch of people, right? And I was comprehensive show. I've been going about 8 years at the time. I got to Ireland, first night show, I was comprehensive show, people coming on and off, and I come on stage, I noticed a bloke at the front, a little round table by himself, because they had loads of people. It was a big night, a Saturday night, there was about 200 people in, a lot in rows of seats, but then at the front, round little tables, right? And he was at a little round table, a couple of feet back, 3 pints of Guinness on the table in front of him, lined up, and a packet of cigarettes. And I remember thinking in my head, that's a good plan, the bar's miles away, the room's packed, he's got 3 pints in for the night, cigarettes. But the first act did about half an hour. When I came back on to announce a break, I noticed he was finishing the last pint and getting up with a tray to go to the bar. I thought, wait a minute, this bloke's drinking 9 pints of Guinness. That's when my master plan kicked in, so I thought, well, yeah, he's going to be completely hammered, isn't he, right? I've got 8 years' experience, I'm razor sharp, I'm drinking mineral water, right? I know every line in the book. This bloke's out of it, hammered, yeah? By the end of the show, if he's had 9 pints, I can just pick at him, ask him a couple of difficult questions. While he's struggling to think of the answers, I'll hit him with a series of pre-prepared put-downs. I'll look like a genius, he'll look like a complete idiot. I actually felt sorry for the guy. I thought he's got no idea what I'm going to do, but that's a good plan, so I'll do this. So I ignored him, talked to these people, had a chat and a laugh, ignored him, talked to those people and a laugh. Right through the show, I ignored him, right? Left it to the end. When I came on at the end of the show, he was literally hammered. He probably had worked his way through 9 pints, right? He has the last pint of Guinness just nearly finished, and I caught his eye, and his head was like that. It was half, he was swaying, his eyes were half open, he could hardly move, but he was looking towards the stage. And I thought, now's the time to strike. I actually felt sorry for him. I thought, he's got no idea what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk off and look like a fucking genius after this. I really felt sorry for him. I thought, I'm going to take him apart, man. I'm going to take him down, right? So I caught his eye and I thought, right, I'll ask him a question, a bit weird. This will catch him out. So I pointed straight at him. I said, you, at the front, there, you. He went, yes? I said, what's the first thing you do after you wake up in the morning? He went, go home. Yeah. Bastard. That was that over with. 1-0 for Ireland on that one. I'm not going back there again. But I do stay in hotels occasionally. One thing about hotels, they've improved a lot, haven't they? They've got the widescreen tellies now. A lot of hotels have got the widescreen TVs. And they've got multi-channels now. Used to just be a couple, didn't in the old days. Now you've got multi-channels. I think like most men, I like flipping through channels. I was at a hotel recently. Sunday morning, about 9:30, woke up under the duvet, got out the old remote control and thought I'll flip through the channels, because I think most blokes love doing that, yeah, and it's luxury in it. So I'm under the duvet, so just woken up, about 9:30 it was, yeah, and flicking through these channels. There was a sports channel, French channel, German channel, different channels. I thought, this is good, man. But after about 13, 14 channels in, I got the God channel. I thought, that's a bit weird, I've never seen it. 9:30 in the morning. But there we are, God channel is on. There's an American guy sort of preaching. He says, you may not know this, but today, already, you have sinned. I thought, hang on, mate. Well, that's a bit harsh. I've only been awake 2 or 3 minutes, what can I have done? I turned to my sister, she didn't know. Some of these are jokes, it's not all true, it's not a documentary, you know what I mean? But I should leave you now. You have been a wicked audience, actually. I love it down here, this is a brilliant club, isn't it? Do you like it? I think it's brilliant, yeah. It is. Thanks for having me, it's been absolutely great. I'm Jeff White, thank you very much indeed. Thanks a lot.
And then we're going to do it all again next month. September the 3rd, is that right, David? September the 12th. Sorry, September the 12th?
No.
3rd, sorry, I was on Thursday. September the 3rd, so put that in your diaries. There's people that we need to thank before we go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. You can't have a comedy night without a venue, so let's give a huge round of applause to David and the people at the Victoria. Mainly because they provide the booth. More importantly, you can't have a comedy night without an audience, so give yourselves a huge round of applause. Tonight you saw Max, he was in the audience. There was Chris, he was in the audience. Was he your birthday as well, Chris? Was you the birthday boy?
No, they've gone.
They've gone, oh yeah. There was Angela in the audience. Hey! Bliss was in the audience. Tereska was in the audience. It's been a roller roller coaster for her. And my personal favourite, down on the show, the Owl Lady and the Pageant Boy. So that's been good. Huge round of applause for yourselves. Well done, Billy. Thanks a lot. But also, it's just you staring at an empty stage without the comedian, so let's have a huge round of applause for right back there at the start of the Welsh winner, Mr. Dan Thomas! In the middle, we have the amazing Mr. Barry Freeman. And the marvellous Mr. Tim Shoesmith. There's some guy called Pete Smith looking around as he was on the ring. But of course, you have the wonderful, the marvellous, the amazing Mr. Jeff Whiting! Do pick up the Ocelot, because we get it out every month. The latest ones to start with really backstage, it's brilliant, so do that. And keep supporting Victoria, it's not just comedy, there's all sorts of stuff on, so keep supporting the local place. And just go